Hey everybody, welcome to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, I just got back from the IMAX theater. Me and my sons went to see Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and we were not disappointed. What a freaking amazing movie, and holy shit, what an end credit scene. I can't wait to talk about this. This is going to be a spoiler-free review, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out, and then I'm going to spoil the hell out of that end credit scene. Let's get right to it.
Yeah, it's in the she ruckus. Deadbeat, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. You ain't a killer, boy, stop. I hear you yelling stacks on deck.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. Thank you so much. Like we said, we're going to do a spoiler-free review of Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but the only thing is, after I do the spoiler-free review, I'm going to give you a little bit of time. I'm going to give you a countdown and let you know that I'm going to get into spoiler talk. And the only spoiler I'm going to talk about is that end credit scene, which to me was awesome. Anyway, before we get to that review, make sure you like and subscribe. If you like videos like this and you like my channel, my content, hit the like button, hit subscribe so you know when we post videos, hit that bell notification, and we'll let you know exactly when we post videos. All right, let's get right to the movie review. Here we go. All right, so you have Venom, Let There Be Carnage. It's rated PG-13. Its runtime is about an hour and 30 minutes, which is short by today's standards. It's directed by Andy Serkis. It stars Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson, and Michelle Williams. And it's just a grantacular, spectacular movie. Grantacular, that's not even a word. It says here, Eddie Brock attempts to reignite his career by interviewing serial killer Cletus Cassidy, who becomes the host of the symbiote Carnage and escapes prison after a failed execution. And oh man, what an exit. Okay, let's talk about it. First of all, let's start off with the format. I watched this movie in IMAX format. Totally worth the premium format. AMC IMAX theater. Definitely would recommend anybody watch it. It has so much glorious violence and just crazy action that it deserves the biggest format and the loudest format that you can possibly find. This is not one of those that you skimp on. You got to go to the premium theater. Now, the story does sort of just drop you right into all the action. Is this an upgrade from the last one? Absolutely. The first Venom was fun, and it was entertaining, and it was unexpected, and that's why it did so well. But this one is definitely an upgrade. Much better screenplay, much better story, and its runtime, an hour and 30 minutes. You want more. You left there wanting more. So that tells me that it was well paced. There was never a moment where it was like a lull or a low, or that you thought, oh, maybe you should cut this scene. Definitely worth the hour and 30 minutes. I think was a perfect runtime. It could have gone a little bit longer because one of the criticisms is in the very beginning of the movie, you kind of have exposition. You kind of have these quick, figuring out, the backstory of Cletus. But other than that, the action moves very, very well. The story moves very well, and it does a great job of balancing the more sadistic Carnage scenes and the little bit more hilarious buddy cop type scenes between Tom Hardy and himself as Venom. So you have just a really fun time at the movies. It was really truly a treat to watch this movie and just enjoy it. Just enjoy the story. Now we do meet that Cletus's love interest, who is in the preview. She has the screeching voice. Her name escapes me. That was an interesting story, and what I loved is that even. And again, I'm trying not to spoil it, but even Woody Harrelson's character, who was such a great villain, and he plays serial killers so well that in the end you wind up rooting for him a little bit. Not rooting for him, but there's some things that happen within the movie, and I don't want to get into it to try not to spoil it. But you start to see a little bit of pain. You start to see a little bit of humanity. He's not just a serial killer with just to be a serial killer. There's a true backstory there, and you do explore it in this movie. So it is fun to watch. It is fun to see. His love interest was great. Now Michelle Williams returns in a pretty weird turn. Not really with Tom Hardy. She's still with the guy from the first Venom movie. They're getting married. And that was in the trailer. I didn't spoil that. She does appear with a engagement ring, and that's sort of a good, funny, and love interest thing. The main story is Tom Hardy and Venom. Their relationship, and is really explored how they're developing over since the last movie, and it really is kind of like an odd couple type pairing. You see that Carnage has wants, Venom has wants and needs, and Tom Hardy wants to sort of play the balance, and it is just a lot of fun. Now Venom ends up doing Venom type things. He wants to eat people. He wants to behead people. And what I liked about this is that they do explore a little bit of the humanity of the consequences of his actions. That he did kill a lot of people in that first Venom movie, and they're asking a lot of questions. So now they're not on the run, but they have to sort of keep the Venom character low, and so they find ways to get Venom out there without causing a scene, which is pretty interesting and very, very creative. Andy Serkis as a director, I think knocked it out of the park. I think he knows movies, and he knows characters, and he knows how to tell a story, just in his own motion capture type characters that he has. So again, I thought for sure this might be a train wreck, and I didn't like the first trailer. I'm going to put a link here in the description, or link in the little card here. I didn't like the trailer because it had too many comedic elements, but now that I watched the movie, it makes sense and it works. Now let's talk about Carnage. The adaptation of Carnage is freaking amazing. He is violent, he is scary, he is menacing, and he is ruthless. And the way that he is put to screen and put to life on the screen is something terrifying. The images, the visuals, the violence, all of that was there. And it was just amazing, and it worked so well. I was really, really pleased with this movie. Now, it is PG-13. There is one F-bomb, and that's the only thing I'm going to tell you, an F-bomb, but it is such a satisfying F-bomb that that it's worth it. It's totally worth it. And it is a cheap, it's a cheap gag at the PG-13 sort of rule of one F-bomb a movie. But man, they use it for all of its worth, and it is amazing. It is fun. I keep saying amazing in my description. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great. Again, if you didn't like the first Venom, and you didn't like how the character went back and forth, was talking in Tom Hardy's head, and it had just this goofball type attitude, you're not going to like this one. If you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like this one. It's not like this is a completely different movie. It does a lot of the things that it did well in the first one, and it ups the ante. You have characters who have a little bit more screen time, and that's the trope of any good sequel, is the previous characters that you liked are going to have a more defined role or a bigger role in the second one, and that helps because you like to see that development. All right, so if I'm going to give this a grade, I'm going to give Venom Let There Be Carnage, I'm going to give it a B-. It was a great movie, a fun time at the movies. Is it the greatest comic book movie ever made? No, but it was a lot of fun, and it was a total great time at the movies, especially in IMAX theater. I recommend everybody go see it. Go check it out. Great movie. Now that's the end of my actual review of Venom. This is my spoiler-free review. That's that part right there. Now I'm gonna put a countdown. I'm gonna put a countdown and a spoiler warning. So please, if you don't want the end credit scene to be spoiled, stop now. Stop now. Go see the movie. Go see the end credit scene. And if you want to hear my take on it, come back to this video. Before you do, make sure to like and subscribe. All right. Anyway, you've been warned. Spoilers coming right now.
3, 2, 1.
So The post-credit scene, that it was, again, it's what sold me. I mean, not sold me, but it's what I think got my butt into the theater, because there was so much hype. Now, I had bought my tickets about a day or two ago because my son really wanted to watch it, but this post-credit scene was something out of this world. As everyone was describing it, was the OMG moment. And so I said, okay, I have to see it in the theater. I want to experience that OMG moment. And I was not disappointed. The post-credit scene, you know, makes Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock officially part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It now blends him. It links him in with Peter Parker as Spider-Man, Tom Holland as Spider-Man. The multiverse happens in the end credit scene. The change in the multiverse happens, and Venom is watching the reveal from J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons' character, and we see Tom Holland's Peter Parker on the screen. He is licking the screen, and when I tell you that, you know, aside from Infinity War and Endgame probably being the one that was a cultural experience, there was so much hooting and hollering and just clapping when officially, so what happens is the theater started clapping. When you saw Tom Holland, they erupted. It was amazing. It was so much fun. And I cannot wait to see now. And now, listen, I'm thinking that this sets up No Way Home. So at least you know Venom is in the multiverse. It's going to be in the MCU. And it makes No Way Home now the must-see event of the year. How does Marvel keep doing this? It's just freaking amazing. When I said holy shit in the beginning, I wasn't kidding. Holy shit. That was my feeling when I saw this end credit scene. All right. Listen, for those of you, I always say normally, hit me up in the comments, tell me what you thought, but I don't want to spoil this for anybody. So if anybody's watching this video and they're coming for the spoiler-free review, don't put anything in the comments about the post-credit scene. If you want, you know, well, no, I'm not going to respond to that. And please don't ruin this for anybody. It's the first weekend that the movie's out. I really don't want this to be spoiled. So please make sure that you don't spoil it for somebody else. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, I'm the Big Llama. This is the Big Llama Show. Remember, I have other content. I've got movie watches, movie reviews. I got Children of the Corn coming. It's coming up next. You're going to see it in the next couple of hours. So please look out for that. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm the Big Llama. This is the Big Llama Show. Peace out.
I'd never lose you, baby. You're the one I keep as my prima donna, my only ruby. You are the one for me.
Yeah, I tell her, baby, you're the one for me. Never two unless you telling me you feel it too.